Stay focused. Good. I'm good. Thank you. You just saw myself, Regal Robert from Regal Boxing, professional boxer, sparring a boxing beginner. Now I want to explain the differences between me and the boxing beginner, Stuart, what sets us apart. Because if you can identify what sets us apart, you can then practice those skills at home or in your boxing gym to level up yourself. Now when you watch that spar, the moment the bell rang and we started, the first thing I did that Stuart did not is I calculated the distance between me and himself. I flicked the jab. I touched him with a jab. What that means now is that I understand how far he is and how close he is. I know how I can strike him, and I know how far I have to move back when he strikes me. He has no understanding of this as he's not touching me. Yes, I know he can see me, but seeing is only one thing, especially when you haven't got the experience. So the first thing when you spar people, you need to at least touch them with a jab. You want to calculate the distance you are from them and they are from you. Now, because I understood the distance, when Stuart did come close, I was able to take a step back because I could feel that gap. That gap that I was comfortable with, he closed it. I was controlling the distance of my feet and my lead hands. When he attacks me, I'll step back. Sometimes I'll step back and I'll put my long guard in his face, holding him back. The way I was able to do this was because I was looking at Stuart at all times. Sometimes you may see when I attack Stuart, he double guards, but he's not looking at me, almost as if he's panicking under attack and he's not looking. But my eyes were always on him, so when he did attack, I was able to quickly adjust, create room with my feet stepping back and a long guard. At times I didn't step back, but I used my stance. I put the weight majorly on my back leg and put a long guard in his face, holding him back. Now they say the one who controls the distance controls the fight, and you can see clearly here in the spar that that is so true. I controlled the spar, not because I was the stronger and faster man, but because I was the man that controlled the distance. Controlling the distance meant it was easier for me to strike and land, but it was also easier for me to defend his shots. When you look at my offense, I varied in the power and speed of my shots. Some were flicks, now whip it. Flicks, fast. Varying in the speed of your attacks is another thing that can throw your opponent off and will make it harder for them to guess or to calculate when you're going to throw a meaningful strike. Because a tap, it's almost as if I'm fainting because I'm throwing a punch out there. I have no intention of it landing. So the key points I want you to take from that spar, watch it back over and see if you can highlight these things and notice the times when I do these things. For one, once the fight begins, you want to understand the distance between you and your opponent so you can flick out jabs. Some light jabs, some can be heavier jabs, but you want to kind of understand and feel the distance between you and your opponent, especially when you're a beginner and you have no previous experience to go back on of how far your opponent is from you. The second thing is you want to control the distance. The easiest way to control the distance is with your feet. When your opponent attacks you, you don't even have to know if it's a jab, a cross, an uppercut, or a hook. Once you see your opponent attacking you, moving forward, they flinch before they attack you, create gap, create space. Straight away, take a step back. To add to that step back, you can put a long guard in their face. Take a step back, long guard. I didn't use the third line of the defense because I didn't need to, but you could use your feet to step back. Long guard, hold them back. And your backhand is always there if needs be to pop them. Another thing is using your stance. You've got to change the distribution of the weight in your legs for defensive reasons. When he attacked me and I was in the corner or I couldn't use my feet, I just created room by leaning on my back leg. So work your jab, offense and defense. So that could be varying attacks to the head and the body. Touch, 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 a raw jab. Lead hand can be used defensively with a long guard. You want to use your feet to help you control the distance, and you never want to take your eyes off your opponent. My eyes are always on Stuart. That's the reason why I was able to react when he stepped close and react when he stepped back. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, share and subscribe, and turn alerts on for notifications of future videos.